morning, everybody. Just wanted to chat with you. Literally have tea time with me. I've really been excited to share this. I don't even know where to begin. My coming out story was all over the place, I would say. A collection of different coming outs to everybody. Thankfully, most of my experiences have been great. For the longest time, I knew I was gay. I remember having crushes back in elementary school, just knowing that I was different to begin with. When I was a kid, I've been teased being called names, gay, bakla, for the first 12-13 years of my life. And then I moved here to Canada and it was the same. And I remember in my first year of moving here, I had a friend who by the end of the semester was spreading rumors that I was gay, even though at that time I was like so inside the closet. The moment that it all got a little bit out of hand for me was leading up to grade 12. And I've had like this big crush on someone who was in my immediate group of friends. I wanted to kind of express myself, but I couldn't. Because of that, I lost that group of friends, you know, because I was a bitch, for the lack of better words. I just wasn't the friend that I wanted to and intended to be at that time. You know, sadly, that meant I had to lose a group of friends. Sometimes not everyone is meant to be in your path, and I'm thankful that I found a lot of new ones that were able to stand by me and to get to know me, because even though I may come across as outgoing in me and Jay's vlogs, in person I'm a bit different. Not that I'm putting on a persona. I took radio and television in university, so I'm a little bit more comfortable on camera. In real life, I'm a little bit more introverted. I get anxiety sometimes. At the end of the day, I get scared, I get shy, and this is probably why it takes a long time to really get to know me. The deeper side of the Justin is the one in front of you now, the one sharing this story. Never in a million years I imagined that I would even be talking about my coming out story and spilling all the literal tea. So back to the story. I lost those group of friends, but it was replaced by another group of friends. They helped me navigate my path a little bit. I had a chat with one of my good friends and they were just really asking if I liked somebody. They had like a thought that, you know, something was going on. Of course, was not making it easy. Eventually, I think I gave them, I can still remember this. This was at a McDonald's and we were just having some real talks. I just told them, I gave them a clue of who it was, and I think they narrowed down to that guy. I remember going back home, it's where I lived with my mom before, feeling all sort of ways, like happy and scared, a confused roller coaster of emotions. My mom was still awake at the time, thankfully. I told friends before I got to tell her, so I feel like I had to do it that same day. Otherwise, I would just really be so guilty. So I went inside her room, huddled with her a little bit. Hey mom, I'm gay. I don't know if she thought I was joking. I think she was shocked. I wasn't sure if she's really disappointed, but it was really hard. You know, I went into university. I still tried to date women. I never got to do anything sexually with them. I just knew that something was wrong and that I was forcing it. I didn't want to hurt anybody. It seemed like I was on the right path. I don't even know what the fuck is going on right now. I'm just... I don't know if they're watching, but I wanted to say I'm sorry. That young Justin, way back when, is not the same person that I am today. I just need to get to a point where I just need to forgive myself, because you know what, I'm not perfect. I was just in a really confused state. And fast forward to a couple years, my grandparents came to Canada. I remember my grandfather and my mom's little brother, Kuya Alvin, they went out. So it was just me, my grandmother, and my little sister. We were just talking and she said, maybe the next time I'll be here is for your kid. I made a joke about how my little brother, Julian, who is 10, would probably be the first one to give you a great grandchildren before I do. And she's kind of like, why? Like, why is that? And I said, you know, mom, like, I'm gay. And I think she thought I was kidding. I told her because I loved her and I wanted to tell her. And for me, that's all I need to do. However, my grandfather, Papa June, he raised my mom, Kuya John, who is in Australia, and Kuya Alvin, who is in the Philippines. I was kind of like their fourth son, and I grew up with my grandparents and they raised me. I kind of like had a dad with my grandfather and then two moms with my mom and my grandmother. Hi Papa, if you're watching. I don't know, I think for me the reason why is because I look up to him so much. He is a professor at an institution back home in the Philippines. He has a lot of gay students as well, and he's super accepting and super helpful, and they call him like their dad. But I never got to tell him because I was scared of that disappointment. I remember we went to Thailand. One of my most favorite memories that I will always carry with me with my grandfather. And I wanted to find the time to tell him, to just have a one-on-one with my dad. But I just chickened out, you know what I mean? And I still regret it to this day because that was just one of the most perfect moments to tell him. You know, I've been meaning to tell him. I saw him in Australia just 2 years ago, but I still chickened out. Hopefully he doesn't feel some type of way about me not telling him directly, because I feel like I did with my grandmother, my mom, my aunts probably, but just not with him. I regret that. I regret not telling him. Coming outs aren't even that big anymore. I still want to tell the people that I love. I'm thankful for them and I want them to know this, Justin. Yes, I am gay, but I'm also... There's just so many little pieces that make me who I am, and I just don't want to be seen as someone that's just gay. Obviously for some people, like, that one of the major identifiers for them, but for me, I identify as gay, but I'm gay and a lot of other things. And I'm grateful because I feel like once I really came to terms with it myself is the time that I became powerful, because I accepted myself, I loved myself a lot more, be at peace with myself. If I could give one advice to those who are watching who may be questioning themselves, I would say take your time. There is no rush. There's so many little nuances that you would really need to navigate through, and each situation is different. At the end of the day, the only one whose opinion and acceptance matters is yourself. So as you guys may remember, the last plant that I had died. I had to return it to Sobeys, unfortunately. But my baby monsteras are actually thriving. Look at her. This is my hand for scale. Because we got rid of that one, we got some babies. She's actually a monstera abo, and abos essentially are monsteras, but they have a variation on them. Could be half white. Hey everybody, there's someone very, very special to me that's kind of gonna be joining. Obviously, it's no other than my mama bear. Hi, Mom. Do you remember how I came out, Mom?
As far as I know, you just came to my room and you told me if I love you.
Do you?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden asked me about, Mom, I'm gonna tell you something. I answered him back like saying, why, you're gay? He just laughed and said, yes.
Yes.
I was like, I already knew because I'm your mom.
Did you always know that I was gay, or?
I had a feeling. I already had a feeling that you were gonna be like that. What if my son would be gay? I have to accept it, no matter what, because he's my son.
Were you surprised? Did you?
I wasn't.
How was
no, because I already knew, but I don't want to assume. I want him to tell me that he's gay. I don't want him to literally tell him like, hey son, you're gay. I'm not like that. I'm not a kind of mother like that. So I already have that feeling, but I want him to come to me and tell him the truth.
How was it like for you when I first brought a boyfriend?
I don't want him to have a boyfriend. I want him to have a girlfriend. But the girlfriend that he brought back then when he was in high school, it's kind of
okay.
But he's my son. I don't want him with anyone.
Did you know that when I was a kid, I was playing with your Barbies?
Yeah, we were playing like those house.
No, not necessarily, but I would lock the door with your Barbies and play with them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, as a kid. You had it in like a shoebox.
I didn't know you were playing with my Barbie. I didn't know that.
How are you now in terms of like accepting me as...
It's accepted here in Canada. 1 and 2, you're my son. No matter what, I have to support you. What you have become right now, I'm really proud of you, really, because I really, really love you.
Thanks, Mom.
You're my firstborn, and
she always calls me that.
Growing up, he's not a bad kid at all. He never gave me trouble. Never.
I know. Any advice for me?
Keep your feet on the ground all the time, no matter how successful you're gonna be. Help people when they need to, because it comes back twofolds. If I'm going to pick another son, I would always pick him. Like I mean, it's like
thanks,
like,
Mom.
I mean,
love you.
Like I mean, I am.
That's so sweet.
Shut up.
If there are any parents out there that are watching this, do you have any advice for them in terms of like coming into terms with their kids who may be questioning themselves? Or
as a parent, all you have to do is support them. Give them the love that they need. If people put them down, all you have to do is just like, you know what, I don't care. as my son, as long as he's not doing anything bad or he's not into drugs, finding his passion in life and supporting them, they're gonna grow up to be a successful person.
In the Filipino community, there are a lot of like nuances where parents tell their kids, you know, not to tell anybody first. We're moving at a time where no one really should care. None of your aunts, your uncles, or your second relatives really need to be involved in who you love. My mom is just an example of like a Filipino mother that was able to come terms with who I am, and Jay's mom, our Tita Debbie, is the same. And without these amazing mothers, we wouldn't be who we are, and there wouldn't be a Just Cause, because we would still be in the closet hiding. And I think having that love and that support allowed us to be who we are, unapologetically who we are. Thank you, Mom, for loving me.
As long as you're happy,
thank you.
I'll support you, you know, and...
Oh, stop crying, you're making me cry.
As long as you have a goal in life and trying to strive hard for it, you're gonna make it no matter what. Happy Pride, everybody!
We love you!
We love you guys! Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on my son's channel.
And be sure to hit that alert button so you can keep updated with the latest Just Cause video. This was a really fun experience with my Mama Bear.
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride! Bye!